Hey guys, Dockel here with another video, and unfortunately there's no gameplay patch today for, this new hero plus Crownfall, but we expected maybe a small gameplay patch, maybe not as much Luna and Medusa and SF and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, I don't hate the patch. I know a lot of other people think it's pretty stale. I mean, it's not the best, but we at least were hoping for some small changes. That's a little bit unfortunate, but at the very least, this hero seems pretty cool, so I'm just going to give you a rundown of it. We're not going to go through every single little thing. It's not going to be like a hero guide, but generally, I've just been messing around with him, trying to figure out what he does, and I have like 2 ideas of what he does, and I'm just going to lay this out. Let me know what you think. Obviously, I'm not an expert on it. He was just released. I'm not like the best player at the game, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how people play him. But still, basically, the gist of the hero is that there's 2 stances. So there's this main stance here, which is the katana. So you can see he has this one sword, and then you can click this other button, D here, and then he switches to these 2 little swords, which is the sai, I believe. And so basically he has 2 stances, and the difference in the stances so far, as like from what I can tell, is that this stance with the katana is like the quote-unquote carry build. This is the one that has a passive here, and then 2 abilities and like a basically attacking ability. So really, this passive, it just does more damage when you attack them, and it's very good for regen reduction. You can see there, damage per second, so it just increases your damage overall. Then you have this echo slash ability, which you literally just click and then you like dash in that direction, an attack, and then a second dash happens. And then you have this grappling claw, which is good for mobility because look, there's an insane attack range and then you jump that far. So that's pretty much those basic attacks. And then the ultimate, you just kind of charge up for a short channel, and I think it says that you actually have like BKB during that, so you can't really get stunned out of it, and then you do a ton of damage. So this can be pretty, I think, effective as a carry. I think this is the main kind of carry option, or where you're going to just be doing a lot of damage just by doing right clicks because of this, and because this just comes in as just pure damage with the physical like attack damage stuff, and then this is also just a good way to do more damage, but also obviously have some mobility there. And then when you switch disciplines to the sai, I think this is going to be more of like an assassin type, I guess you could say, quote-unquote assassin-like thing. Think of it almost more of like a Ricky or something. Obviously, Ricky has invis and everything like that, but it's more of a defensive stance or an assassin-like stance because you have all these other abilities that give you more options for doing stuff in the fight than just like dealing damage. So the main thing actually is that this is a passive. Well, it's also an active too, but the main passive is that it like grants people this little thing and then it stuns them. So you basically have a bash, but it's not like initially a bash. It's only a bash after you proc that thing, and it's a small chance. So it's like 17% chance. And then you also can probably tell, like if I switch back to this, my attack speed base-wise is actually lower on the katana. So this is also faster attack speed as like an assassin. So you have that bash. You also have a silence, which is pretty cool. So you have a silence and a bash. This is basically you just throw out a silence and everyone in that AoE when you hit the target is silenced, which is pretty cool. And then this Falcon Rush, which is another like mobility spell, which you can press, and then the next person you click R on, basically you run at them, and then all these little ghost guys attack as well while you're also attacking them, and you can silence them. And then the other big thing that makes this an assassin is you can press R, and then you go invis, and then the next person you attack basically is stunned. Then you can press this thing, you can silence them. So it's kind of like you can see there's this assassin element that I keep saying in this type of, or this set of skills. You can also press E in a direction and you're like parrying, so it's defensive in that way as well. So it's hard to say which one's better. This one's definitely simpler. You do have some ability, you do have a damage spell, but you obviously have a passive and then just like an ultimate that does damage. So it's pretty straightforward, and this one is more complicated, maybe more useful with the small bash chance, the silence, and then this also invis, which you could probably escape with and all that kind of stuff. So who knows, it might be unbalanced, it might be broken where this is actually better for carrying, doing damage, and for all the utility that you get. I'm thinking that might be the case. We'll have to see. I don't know, but I think that's kind of going to be the combination. Maybe this will be something where you just play this hero as a carry regardless, and this is where you want to do more ganking stuff, and then this is where you just want to straight up be like, I'm man fighting people. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. The biggest thing with this, though, is that this is doing damage or regen reduction, and then this one has a bash chance. So maybe it depends whether you want to silence and bash people, or maybe you're facing somebody that is really focused on regen. That might be the big difference there or something like that. I don't know. It's hard to say. Only time will really tell when the pros get their hands on this and really figure this out. This hero might be broken, though, because of all the different things you can do. Oh, last thing, though, also, when you use these abilities, the same one on the other end goes on cooldown. So it's not like you can spam all the abilities at the same time. So just keep that in mind. That is one thing that makes the hero like not completely broken, but I think it might be broken because of how much stuff you can actually do. So anyway, that's the new Hero Kez. We'll see what happens with it. I actually really like this hero so far. I think it's pretty cool that it has a bunch of abilities, 2 different stances. Yes, we have Troll that's kind of like that, but even Troll, like you really don't switch stances very much, only if you're just going to range attack very briefly for the most part, or for like slowing axes. For the most part, Troll is a melee hero. So it's kind of cool that this hero has 2 very, very different play styles, it seems, when he has 2 different stances. So anyway, that's Kez. Let me know in the comments what you think about the hero, if you think it's cool, whether you think one stance is better than the other. I think it's pretty much going to be played as a carry, but maybe you think it could be played as like an offlane or something, a support, maybe even, I don't know. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, that's Kez, guys. I hope you liked the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all those kinds of things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.